Welcome everyone to today's webinar featuring Formica, Garden on the Wall, and Küberit, all of whom are creating really beautiful, highly functional, and high performance surface solutions. These three brands are really interesting because they make very different products, some for the same application, but for different applications, and all really with an eye towards making healthier materials, reducing carbon impact, while also the primary goal to create beautiful and functional surfaces. So we're really excited to share their stories with you. They have prepared amazing stories to tell, so I think you'll learn a lot from attending this webinar. So intro I'll do to sustainable mines and a little bit about our perspective on why environmental performance is critical to be able to talk about for manufacturers. I'll give you a sneak preview of the Transparency Catalog, Project Builder, and Library. We'll cover some of the context for what the manufacturers are going to talk about today, the content in the Transparency Catalog. And then we'll hear from Christelle from Formica, Carrie from Küberit, and John from Garden on the Wall to wrap things up. You are able to ask questions at any time. You can put your questions into the questions panel. If we don't answer them during the webinar, we'll follow up with you to answer them. You will get a recording of this webinar automatically. And if you would like a copy of the deck, you can request that when you receive the recording. So with that, for those of you who are new to sustainable mines, we are the only end-to-end product transparency solutions provider in the market today. We're a program operator. We develop PCRs and EPDs. We deliver LCA and material ingredient services, and we create innovative digital reporting tools, which the Transparency Catalog is one of those tools. But our whole perspective on transparency is that product transparency is part of product marketing because these manufacturers are investing in transparency not only to make higher performing products, but to create preference and value for their brands. And you're going to hear their stories today. This just gives you a visualization of our end-to-end solutions. Our technical program, we are the leaders in North America, having updated our technical program to the latest ACLCA PCR open standard. Our EPDs, we call them transparency reports. They are designed to integrate product transparency with product marketing. They are EPDs, they're the first delivered in the cloud, and we include the manufacturer's stories to be able to explain, for them to be able to explain what they're actually doing to improve their products in each stage of the life cycle to bring the LCA results in the EPD to life so that people can really understand what do those results mean. And then finally, all of the brands, products, HPDs, EPDs, other disclosures, all live in the Transparency Catalog for the marketplace to be able to find every manufacturer investing in product transparency in every master format section, so that we all together are working to transform the built environment to becoming a high performance built environment. We launched the Transparency Catalog in 2016. We became a program operator in 2014. So we've been active in this space for a decade or more. And what we've seen is product transparency go from kind of a glimmer of an idea that was introduced in the draft of LEED version 4 in 2012, saying, hey, buildings are just a compilation of products and materials. There should be a way for people to understand the impacts of those materials. And so that's why they introduced the EPD and material ingredient credits, which is why in 2016, to try to accelerate the demand for those multi-attribute disclosures and to reward manufacturers who were investing in those disclosures, like the three who are on today, the Transparency Catalog was designed to make it easy for the industry to be able to find those high performance products and literally reward those manufacturers for making that investment in transparency, which is expensive, time consuming, oftentimes risky, maybe disclosing something that they didn't want to. And so it's really important that all the manufacturers investing in transparency really get paid back for those investments by ensuring that the industry prefers those products, selects, specifies, and gets them installed into projects. The key point about the slide we're looking at now is that product transparency is really a performance attribute. And that's why I talk about high performance buildings, environmental performance, and material health are performance attributes. And it's important that the people representing each manufacturer are able to talk about these attributes, these performance attributes, at the same level of discourse and knowledge as they are able to speak to any of the other performance attributes, functional performance, cost, aesthetic, safety, that they talk about day in and day out to get their products into projects. And now environmental performance and material health are part of those performance metrics that people are looking for. And therefore, it's really important that manufacturers are able to tell those stories about what they're actually doing and why it's important and their commitment to that. And we believe by integrating product transparency into product marketing and being knowledgeable, being able to explain what they're actually doing is what creates preference, trust, and value for brands. Quick introduction, we're really excited. We've been introducing the Transparency Catalog with Project Builder and Library for the past year. It was in beta for some number of months. It's been in limited release for the next number of months. We've got some really fantastic architecture firms and construction companies using it to build projects and libraries. It will be publicly available to everyone coming this fall, so stay tuned. If you're interested in learning more about it for your organization, please contact us on your way out of this webinar, or certainly contact us through our website. That's what limited release means, that we're working one-on-one with brands that raise their hand as we continue to build out the capability. So what we've done is we've built the only collaborative workflow solution for sourcing high performance materials that meet carbon impact and human health goals. Again, this is really about bringing the industry together and making it easy not only to source those high performance materials from brands, but now to actually give you a way to put those products into projects, into your own libraries. You can build a knowledge base and use and reuse that knowledge about the products from the brands that you prefer. We're pretty excited to see that we've gotten great traction in the marketplace with design firms and construction companies who consistently use the Transparency Catalog because it's easy to use and has great content. And to set the context, at the core of the catalog are each manufacturer's listing, which is like the microsite of their company's website through the lens of transparency. So everything you're going to want to know about the manufacturer and their products in which they've invested in transparency, you'll be able to find here at their listing. And each manufacturer today will show you what's in their listing. We've built in powerful tools to help people find products that meet the selection criteria that they want to apply for a project, whether it's low carbon. In this case, you can use the EC3 embodied carbon filter to find the lowest 20th percentile, 40th percentile, which is the lowest embodied carbon. We're building in increasingly more filters through HPDs that allow people to filter on, again, performance criteria relative to the lists that they prefer. So we have today the Perkins and Will precautionary list, where the HPD version 3, the bill of materials screens against that list to determine whether any precautionary list ingredients. We'll be adding the cradle to cradle and ILFI red lists, which are also part of version 2.3. That's the next month or so, you'll be able to filter on those attributes. And with that, I'd like to introduce Christelle from Formica Group North America to tell us about Formica's transparency journey, their investment in transparency, and what they have in their transparency catalog listing. Christelle,
thank you. Thank you, Terry. So I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Christelle Locat-Rainville. I'm the marketing manager at Formica as part of Formica Group North America for Canada, and I'm also the North American Green Team Chair. So I'll turn off my camera for now, but I wanted to say hello to everyone. Okay, so, oops. So as I said, I have a dual work at Formica, and I started my career with a bachelor in marketing in Quebec. So that's where my accent is from. I also did my PMP certification, and I have over 20 years of experience mixing from the good industry and the service industry. And that all came together when I started at Formica in 2016. In 2023, I became the North American Green Team Chair, which is the reason why I'm presenting to you guys today. About my sustainability interests, where I would say sustainability to me is almost everything. It's a passion, it's a personal value, it's a commitment I gave to myself and to my kids, but also to the next generation as a overall. So what is Formica? How did we started? Well, we started a long time ago in 1913 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Actually, Formica invented laminate. So it started as electrical industry. It was the backer for electrical components and circuit boards. So two young engineers that you see now discovered that plastic resins could be used as an effective substitute for mica, which was the raw material that was used back in the day. So that's how Formica was born, and that's how a new category was also born, known as high pressure laminate. What we have today to offer you is a portfolio of many different surfacing solutions, including, of course, high pressure laminate, solid surface, metal laminate, wall protection panels, and then we also have now many different brands. Of course, Formica being the major one, but we also manufacture Phoenix, we have ARPA, and we also have Trespa Lab. We cover the library divisions 6, 8, 10, and 12, and sustainability is important at all levels and in all the departments at Formica, and you're going to know why in the next few slides. So as the represented, we are a partner with Transparency Catalog, Sustainable Minds. So all of our different certificates that we offer are available on their site. And we have EPDs. We always add new EPDs on the time when we have new products. We have HPDs available. We have the Declare label where we are Red List approved. We have the Green Gargoyle and FSC. So all of those certification and documentation can be found in the Transparency Catalog, of course. So how did we start it? So sustainability has always been part of our goals of what we were doing, but we have always done it, I would say, more spread out. But since 2019, when we were brought by Broadview, we started on a more robust framework for sustainability, and we've developed guiding principles and approach that will guide us for the next few years. We follow data, we follow fact-based approach, so it's really important to say that everything is calculated, is based on fact. So our guiding principles are do no good, do no harm, do good, and do better. And they entail to respect the rules and regulations in all the countries that we work on. It also entails sharing with our suppliers, our clients, to make sure that the more we talk about it, the more people will embark on our journey to have more sustainable products and raw materials. And it also entails that we know that this is here to stay. We believe that if we don't embark on the sustainability journey, we're not going to be here for the long run. I just said that we've been here for 111 years now, so we want to be here for another 100 years, and we believe that embarking on a sustainable journey is a must. We use 4 different approaches when we talk about our sustainability approach. So first, we measure our impact. As I said, we base ourselves on data, so we have to make sure that we measure those data. And we use the life cycle assessment to evaluate our impact. We act on 3 main levels, which is global warming, primary energy demand, and water footprint. When that is done, we act on the areas where we know that we can make improvements. Our goal is to be carbon neutral by 2030 with a 50% CO2 reduction in 2026. We then monitor the improvements that we've made. So some examples of what we've done since 2019 is we shut down less energy efficient production assets. We use heat recovery from our drying process, and we utilize closed loop system. We've also improved our measurement system so that we can have a better tracking over time. So the last step of our approach is to share. So we share the improvements that were made, and we share them transparently. We share through our sustainability position paper, where you can see the evolution of what we reduced during the year. And we also add in this the roadmap of what we will do in the future. So what is laminate? Well, if you didn't know, now you do. Laminate is made of paper. So up to 70% of the material in the laminate sheet is wood and paper. And as we know, wood, the paper that we use comes from the trees, and we know that the trees absorb CO2. Well, the good news is, even that when the trees are cut down, they don't release the CO2 that they absorb throughout their lifetime. So that means that the CO2 is stored in our product and is not going to be released. So that really helps with reducing the CO2. And another really important part about sustainability is that our products are durable and are long lasting. So you need to change them less often, which makes them more durable and more sustainable. So how is it made? So now that you know that it's made of paper, but how is it manufactured? So how it works is you take a decor paper, which is what you see on the image below, the red sheet. So you take the decorative paper, and then you impregnate that decorative paper with melamine resin. Then you use craft paper, which is the brown paper that you see on the images with phenolic resin. And then you press all of those in with high pressure and high temperature, which results in a laminate sheet, which offer, of course, a nice color and texture, a high resistance to wear, to impact, to heat, and to stain. The different categories that you see is to show you the different built in our different collections. So the standard HPL being the first one, so craft paper with decorative paper, our color core collection, which is the same color all the way through, Deco Metal line, which is a metallic surface with craft paper, Formica Compact, which is a structural product, so there is no need of substrate, and that has a 2-sided decor paper. And then finally, Hardstock, which is a fiberglass treated core wall protection panel. So that's why you don't see the brown craft. So as I presented at the beginning, Formica laminate and our writable surfaces have the highest level of transparency. If you look on the transparency catalog, you can see that we, of course, have all EPDs, HPD declare Green Guard FSC, but we are also responding to the Perkins and Will precautionary list free. So all of that is available to you, and we always make sure that we can offer you the highest standard. So getting into our different products and what they offer in terms of sustainability material. Well, Phoenix was our first carbon neutral product that we launched in 2021. And we were able to achieve that through increased efficiency in our production processes, through the use of resource alternative in terms of the energy and the material, but really important to say that that didn't affect the product quality. And that is something that is true for all of our products, all of our brands. We always make sure that no matter what we do to improve sustainability or reduce our CO2 emissions is not going to affect the quality of the product. If you didn't know, Phoenix is an innovative material. It can be used in both residential and commercial designs. It can be used for cabinets, countertop, for shelves, backsplashes, almost anything you can think about vertically or horizontally, you can make it with Phoenix. Next is Trespa Top Lab. So Trespa Top Lab is a material for laboratory which resists chemical and is really extremely durable. Trespa is a structural product, so again, no need for substrate, and it's really high quality. It follows high quality standard. It's a durable and resistant, and which is really what is really interesting is that their Trespa Top Lab Plus line is a version of that brand where it uses linen for the core, which brings the bio-based content up to 85%, which is really interesting in terms of being more sustainable with that product. So what are our learnings? So by embarking on the journey of developing more sustainability projects, looking into other raw materials, what we've learned is the client doesn't always know what they are asking for. And sometimes we would get questions asking for a new proof of certification, but then by looking into it, we realize it doesn't even apply to our industry or our product category. We've also learned that there's always new certification that are emerging. There's new regulation also that will affect our long-term plans. And we also learned that a quality product is the foundation of anything else that we could do. So if the quality is not there, the rest is usually going to be hard to follow. But if you have a quality product, adding sustainability projects, sustainability material to it is an easier task. So what have we gained? Well, we've gained expertise because we were asked so many questions of things we didn't know about. We had to gain knowledge, and we gain knowledge by sharing between the different sister companies that the Broadview owns. We've also learned that we needed to develop projects and documentation that will be aligned with transparency. It was an ask and we didn't have them, so we've developed them. We also learned that we needed to be agile in providing different documentations, but also agile in being able to look into what's new and what's coming and being in front of the questions that we would get. We also learned that there are best practices in sourcing and using sustainable raw materials. So we also know that starting with bio-based content will always be easier to get more sustainable than starting with regular materials. So we've learned and we've gained that. So what about our innovations and our improvements? So Formica has been the first to market launching different products throughout the year. So I've presented that we started the category of high pressure laminate. So in 1930, that's where laminate was really more popular and more renowned. In 1982, we we the Color Core collection, which is the color through laminate. In 2008, we launched the collection that we call 180FX, which is a 3:2 scale laminate featuring 5 feet repeat of stones and wood grains. In 2019, we launched our hardstop, which is a fiber core product for protecting wall. And then in 2024, which we launched last week at NeoCon, we launched our in-depth surfacing. In-depth is the true innovation. It's a new category. It incorporates the latest technology to create a synchronized embossed matte texture with light reflecting details. So it results in something that mixes metallic, a real wood veneer visuals, and textural realism. In terms of other improvements and innovations, so we work with our R&D center based in Europe. We also have a hub in North America. So we've learned that we need to collaborate with them, and that's how we are able to innovate in our raw material, in our new product launches, and other aspects. Sustainability is part of our company goals and meeting updates. So every time we have a meeting, sustainability is part of it, and we make sure that we update everyone about it. We involve our plant employees. We know that they are day in, day out, looking at the product, They are working on it. They know what can be improved in terms of manufacturing. And so by involving them, it helps us develop new projects. Formica North America is committed and focused on building for the long term. This is not a short-term solution. It's something that we're going to work for the next few years. And then sharing. We've learned that the more we share, the better it is, because the more people will embark on the journey with us. So why should you look for transparency information? Well, we believe that transparency brings a more comparative evaluation of competitive products. So it brings products that are different on the same level. It's based on facts, so you're really looking at data. You're not evaluating something based on opinion. It's really about facts. It also ensures that the data are accurate, because everything is third-party verified, so it's really reassuring. And it's also giving you confidence in your product selection, because you've looked at the data, you've compared products, so now you know that you've selected the best. And the last one, really important for us, is that it ensures that the company's commitment is genuine. Because we have to work hard to provide all of those data and calculation, what we do is really genuine. What we see for the future, so we don't think that sustainability is a trend anymore. It is a fundamental part of our business, of our process, and it should be for many different companies. There are a lot of emerging certifications. What the question is, which one are gonna stick out of the rest, and which one are gonna fall behind. So that is something we always have to look for. There's more and more requests for social commitment. So that is something that we see coming in the next few years and increasing. And there's also an increasing demand for local manufacturing.
Well, thank you, Christelle. That was so interesting, and exactly the stories I'm sure we were all hoping you could share. Moving right along, I'd like to introduce Carrie from Küberit. Carrie, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your time today. Again, I'm Carrie McCandless, the Business Development Support Manager here at Küberit USA. Just to give you some history about Küberit, we are a 150-year-old German company. We have been manufacturing innovative profiles and shipping those all over the world. Our profiles have more than 400 different profiles throughout our collection and more than 16,000 SKUs of different types of flooring and wall profiles available. We have invested time, money, energy into our development with our German engineering, as well as yielding over 150 patents that in the flooring industry. So to say that Küberit is innovative would be a very fair statement. Just to kind of give a little bit more information about Küberit and our profiles, we wanted to be the leader in design. One of the things that you find is profiles or transitions, as a lot of people refer to them, is they're kind of an afterthought, but we wanted to give them style and sophistication and make them designer friendly, so that designers and manufacturers alike can bring that floor and wall detail to the front of the design thought process. And so with unique opportunities to elevate the aesthetics, it makes it an easy and fast selection of choosing those flooring products through the Küberit innovative profiles. We do offer 7 different categories of our products. We have our original series that we'll talk about a little, the expansion series, which you'll see is KE, Küberit transitions, the ramps, stair nosing, clip system, and Küberit wall treatments. So all of those wall series are listed on our product transparency page. So as you see the list on our page, and see if I can go. As you see our transparency page, you will see each of those collections listed, the KC, the KE, and within those will be multiple various products that you can choose from. It just gives us some basic overall categories so that you'll notice that we do fall within some different master specs because of those being in the flooring and in the wall protection and corner guard system. The first of our series of our products that we offer is our Küberit Original Profiles. And these are going to be some of the most popular series in the market. These are some of your staples that you will find and your go-tos that you will need to have in your portfolios. They do create a simple transition from one flooring to another, can also be used to create flow and direction. They also can be as simple as a protection for the existing flooring transitioning to another, but also can create design and interest into your floors. The next series is our Küberit Expansion. This is to make certain that you are honoring your expansion joints in your construction projects. This allows the concrete slab to move with the floor and not to damage your flooring materials. If you do not have an expansion joint, that slab is going to move and expand and contract, and your flooring is going to buckle, peak, and be destroyed in that process. So making certain that you have the right profile and the right expansion joint will allow your flooring to be protected and also remain beautiful for years to come. Our next collection is our Küberit's Transition Profiles. This select of modern and functional transitions allows you to move from one type of a flooring to another type of flooring without any interference. It allows you to protect your edges of your materials, guaranteeing for longevity and durability of your existing floors. Our products are available in what we call a pre-fit, which would be installed at the time your flooring is installed, and also retrofit options. These options allow you to change out an existing transition that you may have and be able to put something down that is a little more durable, more eye-pleasing, and more functional for your space. Next transition that we have is one that most designers in most commercial spaces have to really keep a close eye on, and that is your ramps. Ramps need to be ADA compliant in most applications, and so Küberit has made great innovative opportunities with our ramp systems, giving several options for transitioning from higher to lower elevations in your flooring that allows for smooth slope transitions without having trip hazard, and can also be durable and have heavy commercial applications. Our ramps are ready for wheeled carts, wheeled transportation, and various applications. This category of products that we have is our Küberit stair nosing. Stair nosing is one of the areas that we find ourselves really becoming more and more of the leader in the market by offering thinner, more petite protections for the edges of those stairs, protecting the flooring to keep it from being damaged, but also bringing sight visibility to and slip resistance visual aspects to those stairs so that it does not become an impairment and does not become a hazard. We again have both pre-fit and retrofit options. We do offer different PVC inserts for different codes that some areas will have, and we also have various types of stair nosing to allow for different types of applications and products available. The next area, and our again, a very innovative product that we have, is our clip systems. We have two different types. We have the design clip and the mono clip for various heights of products that you would be installing these against. These are fabulous to be used in large commercial buildings or especially multifamily housing. You have a base system, and then you have 3 different options of transitions that can be clipped into that base. You have a reducer, an edge trim, and a transition option, allowing you some flexibility with your installation to kind of go with one system throughout, allowing for a little less complication with that transitions and less complications with your installations. Again, we have those 2 different systems, just depending on if you're using more carpet tile, LVT type products, or if you're using stones and woods, you would want that mono clip type system. Our last system is our wall protection profiles. This can be anything from a simple edge treatment that you might see in that middle picture to framing out a window casing or window frames, giving you also something for your corners around doorways, just for that protection. Those can be in numerous colors, also can give you opportunities to protect high traffic areas as well. Talking about some of the sustainability movements that we have made, our profiles are made in an energy efficient and zero waste facility. Most of our profiles are made with the recycled aluminum of 70% aluminum, which is from that recycled content. We do have a low carbon footprint facility and supply chain partners throughout. We continuously work to resource our materials to continue that with vendors and such. The aluminum, of course, as you know, varies with pricing from day to day, so we are continuously working to make sure that we are looking at ways for recyclability and using different contents of recycled materials throughout our processes. Currently, the process, about 25% is a primary aluminum, and then 75% of that is what we call a secondary aluminum. Due to this high percentage, Küberit products do have a remarkably good CO2 footprint in the industry. Just some added information about some of our projects that we have. Oh, sorry. Just kind of showing through some of our projects that we have and some of our retail projects that we offer. Just as some added notes, we do offer several different flooring profile solutions. If there are questions or anything, we can be more than glad to help you with that. We do encourage everyone to kind of reach out and touch base with us if there's anything that we can do to assist you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. That presentation was so interesting, and you realize that profiles are the thing that really make the design complete. And you might not even see them but you would see it if they weren't there. The design would feel unfinished. So that was a super interesting presentation. And just so that everybody on the webinar knows is that as you leave the webinar, there's a few survey questions we'd like to ask you to take a minute to fill out. And if you would like any one of these three manufacturers to follow up with you, you can indicate that in that survey. So last in today's webinar might be the most fun presentation you'll see in a long time, in such a super interesting and unique solution. And I'm just going to turn it right over to John from Garden on the Wall. John.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John from Garden on the Wall. I'm the managing partner. I'm the co-founder, and I'm the chief sustainability officer of Garden on the Wall. So we're just going to dive into that, and then I'm just basically, again, turning off my camera. I just wanted to say hi to everyone first, and then let's dive into our basically presentation. So let me just, okay. A few points about me, my background. I am born into a stone processing family in Turkey, and all my life I have worked with natural stone, starting from quarry machinery to fabrication machinery, looking at the takeoffs and everything. All my life I did stone, and in one of my trips I came across this product, and which I will explain it later on. But basically, my role in the company is to have the first communication with the design firms and introducing the company. I also spearhead the educational efforts for interior designers and the architects. I am an AIA and IDCC accredited speaker. As a matter of fact, I have a CEU webinar that's accredited by IDCC and the AIA next week. If you are interested in biophilic design in action, which is actually the CEU seminar that has been mostly asked by Architectural Records Continuing Education Center last year, please reach out to Terry so that we can share the CEU webinar link for you. I'm also supervising the pre-contract processes in the company. I am also managing the logistics and the installation silos, and also one of my core responsibilities is basically what can we do better in terms of the sustainability, what can we better in terms of the material health, what can we do best in the occupant health. And as one of our core values clarifies, sustainability and stewardship, planet stewardship is extremely important for us to leave a livable plant and ecosystem to future generations. One of the future generations is my son, who is 18 years old, who had his actually graduation ceremony today. So I just came from that ceremony, heat stroke in the heat stroke way. So I'm sorry if I just missed some of the basically slides. So in one of our stone travels, me and my wife, we just came across to this product in 2013. And it was 2 a.m. in the morning. I went downstairs and said, this is a beautiful product, and we kill every plant in our house. How do you keep this alive in a hotel situation? And they said that it's preserved. So I said, all right, wonderful. And we brought the concept, the no maintenance indoor garden concept to United States design industry, especially commercial real estate, commercial interior design. We're based in New Jersey, but we are a turnkey system. We do basically installation all over United States of America. Our mission is directly related to also sustainability and the material health and the basic health and well-being. We're dedicated to positively impacting people's lives through our preserved gardens and the planter installations. And it's really, really important for us to dedicate or educate both ourselves and the design professionals about no maintenance indoor gardens. Those gardens are all natural, or those plants are all natural. But are definitely preserved, so they don't need to be maintained. And these plants definitely invoke positive neurological, psychological, aesthetic, and meaningful responses in the design spaces. So it's a part of the biophilia, it's the part of the biomimetics, it's a part of the neuroaesthetics, it's a part of the neuroarchitecture. It's a wonderful product that is at the cross-section of all these principles indeed. Our core values are all, again, authenticity and transparency, respect and empathy, continuous learning and growth, biophilia as our guiding light, sustainability and stewardship again as core value and our mission, community engagement, empowerment, and collaboration and teamwork. We're all about basically ecosystem health. We're all about planet health. We're all about social equity, and that we make sure that we walk the walk and when we are doing the talk. So what is preserved greenery? The right side, you see that is our material bank samples. For the ones who are basically member of material bank, they can order this sample right now, and it's going to be at your desk tomorrow before 10 a.m. Although it's not the best sustainable way to distribute the samples, you can still choose the ground level FedEx, so it can be by Monday or Tuesday latest. So preserved greenery. These are all natural moss and the foliage species that are sustainably grown in specific farms. And once they attain their best, they go into a preservation process. And the preservation liquid is non-toxic, plant-based, environmental friendly, compostable solution. And all I'm telling is about Garden on the Wall's production site that our basically suppliers preservation liquid is non-toxic and the plant-based. And the plants and the moss are placed into a specific containers that includes the glycol and the glycerin solution. And then there's a 5,000 square feet large chamber with the pressure, temperature, and the light control. And then by mimicking the day and the night conditions, they leave the plants alone, and in their own pace, plants are replacing their sap with that glycol and the glycerin solution. Within 2 weeks' time, the plants are fully absorbing this solution, replacing their sap fully, and by that way, they get mummified inside out. This preservation process retains the color, texture, and the form of the plants and the moss over 15 years of period. And by the time it's just, basically they're preserved, that means they're requiring no maintenance from now on. So it's just basically an art piece created with natural plants that's not going to be required any upkeep for long years to come. These are used in indoor crafting in indoor gardens with no maintenance as a plant art element or as a decor in interiors. The elements that we're using in those gardens or in those planter elements are flat moss, the balm moss, ferns, eucalyptus, forest, and the flower species. So the construct is basically of the gardens, of these gardens are basically 3 elements. That's the preserved moss and foliage. There's a special adhesive that we apply the moss and the foliage on, and that adhesive is non-toxic, zero VOC, non-flammable. And also there's a backing. Some companies are using felt, some companies are using cork, some companies are using plywood. Our main construct is plywood, but when we are asked, we can also apply cork or other basically backing. We are a turnkey system where our system and our service includes the design, fabrication, acclimation, crating, delivery, installation, and final touch-up, which basically the final touch-up is making the seams look disappeared so that you have basically a seamless garden in your space. So one of the questions that we receive a lot from the design team, so who is designing these gardens? So Garden on the Wall design team and the project design team collaborates finalizing the intended design. The picture on the right side is a page from our design brochure. As you see that we do sketches and then renderings, and then we place them on the elevation, and we just let the design teams know what kind of plants are used in that basically garden. We have 4 design brochures, and you can see approximately 450 different projects out of 730 of projects that we have completed. Those design brochures, our website, and all these project pictures are used for inspiration, and then gives the designers a vision so that they can basically communicate the way that they want their garden to be looking like. And then after back and forth iterations, the design is finalized, and then basically we start fabricating the gardens. Again, the design is the most important thing. Once it's finalized, what we do is that we map the area of that large whatever section of the garden, and we basically use the plywood and moss and the plant species applied with the special adhesive, and then we put together the garden panels, approximately 4 feet by 4 feet, 4 feet by 5 feet levels. We all fabricate them in New Jersey, and then once the acclimation is completed, we crate them and we ship them. And then after it's shipped, the installation starts. As you see that the installation, the teams are, if you can see the video, they just slowly but surely just grab the panels one by one, and they install it on a plywood backing. The plywood backing is applied by the general contractor, and what we do is that we're screwing those panels on that plywood backing from the front to the back, so we have a final flash surface to make sure that we have a full contact. Okay, so that's the thing. All right, how is the installation completed? The touch-up is one of the important basic aspects of our installation. You see, this is the world's largest second garden in the world, in the indoor preserved garden that's installed in the BNA airport, Nashville. It has a sister right across to that. This is the north section. There's another one in the south section. As you see that once the panels are installed and screwed onto that plywood backing, our team members, using additional moss, additional plant species, they weave them together to make sure that they look seamless. This is an extremely important process, micro-mossing process, which this is one of the basically golden standards we brought to market. And not only we just created the golden standards, but we're also trying to create the awareness of that not all preserved gardens and the moss walls are created equal. Even the companies with dozens of pages of sustainability reports would not prove their claims if they do not have any third-party tests. It's extremely important for us that we walk the walk and we do the talk while we do the talk, because it's important for us to make sure that we are understood well. We give you every possible basically third-party testing that's so that you know that it's a transparent product, that it's a trustworthy product, that it's a reliable product. We deliver exceptional value through our expertise, innovation, and dedication, preserved gardens, moss wall, and the planters. As a matter of fact, Garden on the Wall is the only supplier that is solely dedicated to preserved gardens and the preserved planters. We do not do the living walls like others. We do not do faux walls like the others, or we are not in the felt business or acoustics business. We are not in the furniture business. Day in, day out, every day since 2014, we have been doing these installations. Our biophilic design commitment, extensive certifications, and unparalleled track record makes us the trusted partner for interior designers, creating captivating, sustainable, and healthy environments. As you know, a part of the biophilia, part of the biomimetics, part of the neuroarchitecture, part of the neuroaesthetics, it's all about humans' psychological reactions to the designed environment. And by being part of the nature, by creating the art piece, by mimicking the nature, again, we're all helping the fascination, we're helping the coherence, and we're helping the people to have a wow effect as soon as they get, and also they have a hominess effect in their brains as soon as they see our garden installations. The importance of third-party testing is absolutely important, and also we have another CEU seminar for this one, unveiling the importance of third-party testing in the preserved garden realm is our second CEU, which can also be found in Architectural Record CE Continuing Education Center. And what is the third-party testing? It's compliance. It's about the material health. It's about the occupant health. It's about the ecosystem health, and it's about the planet health. That's so in accordance with our mission, in accordance with our core values, it's all important for us. So what are these third-party credentials? Health Product Declaration version 2.3 with the 100 parts per million disclosure. That's extremely important. You know what's in the product, and it's really extremely important to also look for if the HPD covers the whole system or if it just covers a moss or one plant or two plants. Our system, our basically HPD covers the whole system of that, plywood backing, the adhesive, and the plant species. Declare label. It's important that transparency, that we disclose everything in our system, and then we have a declare label. Transparency catalog, we are on that medium, all of us right now, and Terry also mentioned how important basically transparency catalog and how for a decade that they are dedicated into that system. Compliance with the VOC standards for California Department of Public Health. Garden on the Wall is the only one in the world that is a compliance version 1.2 basically with the VOC standards, both in the workplace, office environments, and the classroom environments. We are compliant with the BREEAM, Code for Sustainable Built Environment for the European buildings. We're also the only one in the world that has a E84 Class 1 and Class A for flame spread and the smoke index. Although it is not one of the sustainability standards, it's extremely important that when you're using an interior product, it has to be compliant with all 50 states fire codes. Healthy Hospitals Initiative, Healthier Hospitals are also something that Garden on the Wall offers. Again, LEED credits, we offer. WELL credits, we offer. Fitwel credits, we offer. It's important for us to give you every possible leverage to use, to convince the owners who are hesitant using basically preserved gardens. Garden on the Wall is also listed in the Mindful Materials database, and we're also working with them in terms of the Common Materials framework. As you know, there are 650 different credentialing, third-party testing systems for the sustainability, for the material health, and then Common Materials framework are trying to categorize them into some pillars so that companies can fit into those basically pillars as much as possible. And I'm proud to say that as Garden on the Wall, we fit into every singular bucket in there. We have a rejuvenation program.
John.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to summarize and wrap up because we're at the top of the hour.
All right.
And gotta let these folks get back to work, but
sure.
I can certainly listen to you all day.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I mean, when we're talking about the sustainability, it's not only about the raw material, it's also about making your production, your installation, and your research and development to be working in the more sustainable way. And then we also have a rejuvenation program that extends the life cycle of our basically garden panels 20 plus years. In accordance with the transparency and case study, we have a wonderful project that you can see. It's an undisclosed, unfortunately, project that we have an NDA, and it is, as you see, that it's a part of the well. That another beautiful project that you can see, a beautiful application of the garden installations. That's the world's largest, by the way, preserved garden installation. So that's. The last things that I would say is that the disclosures are extremely important, and the best way to ensure the design teams who are well informed about the ingredients of all the products. The third-party test helps the designers to trust the product, not the marketing basically stuff, because again, it's all about the facts, it's all about the data, it's all about not opinion, but it's all about the facts. And innovation and the fabrication systems that we crafted helps us to increase our longevity. And then, of course, it directly correlates with the sustainability. And we also committed to circular economy. We are committed to take back our garden panels after 20 years. So there are, again, many third-party tests, and we're working with all the reliable providers. And by working with the reliable providers, designers can be well informed about what to look for in their specific products. We keep on pushing the envelope as how we can innovate better, how we can execute and perform better for our biophilic offerings. And transparency is extremely important as we are trying to make sure that the designers do not fall victim to greenwashing. Thank you very much for listening. I think I finished in 16 minutes, Terry.
Well, I think you did a fantastic job, and all the presenters, Christelle, Carrie, John, I think this is one of the best webinars we've had, and now this was number 52. That's how many we've had.
Wow,
because
wonderful.
People love hearing these stories, and it's really important to let manufacturers tell their stories, not just show disclosures, but tell the stories about what the company's doing to improve their products, to innovate, to grow, and ultimately transform the built environment. So I want to thank each of you. Christelle, Carrie, John, thank you very much for telling your stories, and for all of you who attended today, thank you. Leave your comments on the way out. You will get the recording. And if you'd like to request the deck, you can do that too. So thanks everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye.